Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Today it's all about designing, making stuff, home brewing, and magic items has been on the cards for a while now. We're doing this pretty much every week for a while. And the mask. Let's deal with the mask. So I have brought a few resources with me. Some will be things maybe you use, maybe you don't. I don't know. It's not the only stuff that I have sort of access to. I've got a bunch of other things as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a poll. Feel free to take part in that poll and get your ideas ready or take notes. I don't know, whatever works for you. Okay, grab some food, some drink, make sure you're comfortable, and let's get rolling because we only have a short space of time to get as much done as we possibly can. So let's start. Hi, welcome to HowtoRPG. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about tabletop role-playing games, Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Shadow Dark, whatever you're playing, okay? It doesn't really matter. Ultimately, what we're looking at is creating and making magic items. The mask, the thing you put over your face, the thing that you can hide your identity with. So I really wanted to do masks, been wanting to do that for a while. I've got a document ready to go, and we're going to pull your ideas, pull my ideas, and try to make, maybe 20. I think 20 magic items is probably pretty reasonable. I already have started. I haven't done quite as many today as I would normally have. I didn't jump the gun quite as much today. But yeah, I have at least started that process. So before I start typing away on my keyboard and making the squealy noise, here it is. What are your magic mask ideas? And what I really want to do is I want common, simple, low power. Things that you can actually use. Things that you don't need to freak out if you incorporate into your game. The Jester's Mask, Fred Huber, I have already made that. I will show that to you in a second. So it's not quite the way you had stated it, but I have done something with it. Anyway, let's get into this, shall we? Where is my little page? It's over here. And yeah, here we go. So this is what I have so far. I knew these were going to be suggested anyway, so I put them in straight right now. I'll put them in now before I have somebody say something about a mask that allows you to be used as a spell casting focus. It already exists. I made it. One for the druid and cleric, the divine mask, and the arcane mask, the sorcerer, warlock, and wizard spell casting focus. It's done. Okay, so if you're wondering, can we have that as a thing? I've done it. Okay, so we don't have to go back to this. It's already done. Jester's Mask. I thought while wearing this mask you can't stop telling jokes, and they are funny. And as a magical effect, that feels like it has no weight, but I know a few people who would use that in the most horrific ways. So I thought I would add that in. Those are the only three that I sort of started off with. Nothing terribly special or groundbreaking. I think at some point we're going to have to make a mask that allows you to disguise your face, you know. I think that's probably the I think that's probably the going thing is we'll have a disguise self is basically a spell, right? And it'll wind up being disguise self turned into a mask. So yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to come up with that idea, and if they don't, I'll probably do it. Okay, it's a no-brainer, that one. So going through the cantrips is what I normally do. So I'm going to go through the cantrips, page 1, then go back to chat, see what you guys have come up with. Fred Huber is a patron and a moderator. Thanks for being here, buddy. Throw your ideas out there and I'll do what I can with them. Okay, so I'm starting with cantrips because they are low-powered magic. And now these magic items aren't necessarily just going to be used in 5e or 2024 or 2025 or whatever the hell it's called. 6e. You could probably port a lot of these ideas over to a different game system, such as Pathfinder, Shadow Dark, Dungeon Crawl Classics, things like that. I think that would be very possible. I mean, castles and crusades maybe as well. Like, yeah, if it's D&D sort of ish, I'm sure you can do it. If it's fantasy-ish, you probably can do it. Okay, Blade Ward, no. Booming Blade, no. Chill Touch, none of those are really things that are mask-like. I don't know that I want to do anything that's light-based with this, so we will... Oh, I can see a mask. Now, I can think of a mask that would be an effect that I would consider doing. But depending on what game system you're using, it's going to be more or less effective. But we'll come back to that. Okay. I just thought about seeing in the dark, but there's all sorts of seeing. Like there's blind sight. Like it's a no-brainer. Oh, we'll give the mask blind sight, so you can, when you put the mask on, you can see in darkness. Well, most 5e playable options, like you can already see in darkness, but blind sight would be different. That would be different. Okay. Druidcraft. What have we got with Druidcraft? Anything we can do here? Something I can play around with? Sensory effects, blooming. No. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of those are going to work for me. So let's get rid of that idea. I will jot down a couple of things, like we need a disguise. What's the name? Another name for mask? There must be another name. Something like that. It's like a dinosaur I can never get right. Veil, matte, photo mask, curtain mask, tape mask, masking, visor, dress, face, mask, disguise, blankets. Mask is the word, I think. Cover up, camouflage, beads. Yeah, it's just going to be mask. We're going to have a lot of masks. So 5e doesn't have a lot of masks, I discovered. These are the masks. They are all pretty much the same. There's not much going on. And I'll just slide that down. So blind sight maybe. I'll put those as possible ideas for later on. Okay, right, let's go back to cantrips. Eldritch Blast, no, we're going to do Eldritch Blast. Encode Thoughts, I don't know, I feel like that's a helmet to head thing rather than a face thing. Putting finger in pulse, blah, 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 blah. Tangential press, modify thoughts, no, I don't think so. I think we leave that as an effect. So that is, oh, that's page 1, friends. The problem with friends is it's such, I mean, it's a charming effect. I don't like making magic items that have a charming effect. If you may have guessed by now, if you've been watching a few of these live streams, I always think of them as being total bogus. They're not my most fun thing to have as a magic item. Whether it's a game master or a player, they're not my most favourite thing. Because they're either just too strong and too abusable, or they just cause too much trouble. Anyway. Okay, Green Flame Blade. No. Frost, no. Guidance. I don't know. It would, if it's going to use it like guidance, it would have to be applied to something very specific. And I suppose you could say charisma. If it's D&D adjacent, charisma would be a thing, right? You could have advantage. You have. It would have to be some sort of. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what you would call it though. Advantage on charisma checks. Okay, all right, let's keep going. I don't think it feels like it would apply to dexterity, con, or strength, intelligence. I feel like that's the head, not the face. Wisdom. Yeah, I don't know. None of those really sort of feel like they fit. Mage hand, lightning lure, no. Mage hand, no, absolutely not. Magic stone, mending. Message, no. I don't really like that. None of those sort of fit for me. Okay, we're going to be through all of the cantrips pretty quickly. Minor illusion. I'm just saying no to everything, aren't I? Prestidigitation. This is the Swiss Army knife. Let's see if the Swiss Army knife is a good place to go. Sensory effects, no. Snuffing out a flame. I don't think that makes much sense. Swirling and unswirling, no. Chill touch, I don't think so. Magic mark, no. Minor creation, none of those sort of feel like they work. Let's keep going. None of those, they're all attack stuff. Resistance. Okay, so I can see, I don't know what you would call it, but I could see an effect where the problem is making you immune. That's not low level stuff, this is high level stuff. Immune to poison effects and damage. Because you're wearing a mask, you're imbuing, you know, you're drinking something. I can see that being a thing. I just don't know what I would call it. Okay, that's the best I got out of that. With resistance, I don't think there's anything else that yeah. Okay, keep going. Sacred Flame, Shillelagh, no. Shocking Grasp, none of those make any sense whatsoever. Let's have a look. What else do we have? Spare the Dying, Starry Whisper, Sword Burst. None of those are really things that I want to include into a mask. They're not mask-like. Vicious Mockery, I suppose you could, but it's too specific to 5e. I don't really want to. It's one of my least favorite types of magical effects is Vicious Mockery. Okay, all right, so none of those sort of work for me. If I come to my end of my list, that's number 4. Okay, so we have to ditch the cantrips, go on to level 1 spells, but we go back to chat because quite often there's lots of really good ideas in chat, so that's where we probably need to go. So let's go over here, back to the cam. Let's have a look. What ideas have you guys cooked up? Right, Mask of Resistance X. Pick what you. Yeah, I know you could. I don't think it's a very good idea though. I think I'll leave it alone. A cat mask, friendly with normal cats. Batman's cow is a mask. Oh, that's right, a cow. The problem is, you know what I'm going to wind up writing it as COW without the L at the end, and people are like, what am I supposed to do with this magical cow? Moo. It might be a bit much. I'm just trying to think about how this might work. There's opportunities for doing a lot of things, but they're quite powerful. Okay, let's work on some of the ideas that I had anyway. So I'll go back here. Where was I? We had a few ideas that I jotted down and I hadn't done anything with them, so maybe I can actually work with those. Bum bum bum. Here we go. Again, I don't know what I would call something that gives you blind sight. What would you call it if it's allows you to disguise your face? Disguise mask? I don't know. Okay. Absorb elements. I don't think so. That's not a mask effect. Animal friendship. We've kind of done this before with other magic items, haven't we? We would charm an animal. I'm not sure that I want to do that though. Again, it's not fond of charm effects. Bane. No, let's not worry about that one. Bless. No, I don't think so either. Well, bless could be. Bless is like. What is bless like? It's like giving you a D4 to an attack roll or a saving throw. Okay. So what are we trying to do here? Well, advantage on a wisdom charisma charisma check or saving throw. I don't know what you would call it though. We need a name for some of these things. I'm going to have to say it now. I think that doing magic masks is probably one of the more difficult things that I've come across so far. This might prove to be a stumbling point for me. We've made so many magic items recently, the last couple of months. Burning Hands, bless. Catapult, Chaos Bolt, Ceremony. No, that's a weird one, isn't it? Charm Person. I don't want to do Charm Person. Command. Maybe Command. Compel, Command. Is there something we can take from this? Again, I don't know that, yeah. This is not really working out, is it? Compel, Jewel, comprehend languages. We've done a lot of things that allow you to comprehend languages, right? I do see a place where we can make a magic item that allows you to do a few different things. And I think we can do this one. I think we can do this one. And let's lean into this. So what would it be though? What would you call it if we do something like this? Because it's not going to be a spell. It's going to be a mask. Decoder's Mask? I don't know. That's a pretty shit name, isn't it? Decoder's Mask? Oh, I guess. Maybe I'm just not feeling it today. Okay, here we go. Let's go here. Paste. So while wearing this mask, we're going to take some I think that is the key that we want. You understand any written languages that you see. While wearing this mask, you understand any written languages that you see. Additionally, you understand, you can view invisible text or symbols. Additionally, you can view invisible text or symbols and decode. I've made it a lot stronger. There's really nothing that I can think of in terms of magic that does that. Additionally, you can view invisible text or symbols. Well, if you can see the writing, written language that you see, really written language is just a symbol. So understanding it, so it doesn't matter whether it's a written language, it might not be a written language, it could just be a symbol, and being able to decode it so you understand what it is. I think that needs to be part of it as well. I don't think that's stronger, that is just broadening things out to beyond just the written language of whatever it is. So that's fine, let's do that. Decode as mask. All right, let's do that one, and then cure wounds, no. Destroy water, no. Detect good and evil. I think there's a place for this one, believe it or not. Even the one that allows you to detect magic, I can see a place for that as well. I think we take this concept and we build on it. Celestial, elemental, aberration, fey, fiend, or undead. Okay, so I don't know, what would you call this though? So what I want to do is I want to write up the effect, then I'm going to come up with a name. And I don't know what the name of this thing would be called. I have no idea. And good and evil mask. Sense good and evil, or see good and evil is not a name. That's a shitty name. Just like Dakota's mask is pretty shitty. Here we go. While wearing this mask, you can see different colors surrounding a monster type that allows you to identify the following: aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. That's it. That can be common. While wearing this mask, you can see different colors surrounding a creature. That allows you to identify the following monster types. Paste. I think that's it. I think we've got it. Cool. All right. So there's another one. I don't have a name. Somebody comes up with a good name. That'd be helpful. Anyway, let's keep going. Now this is detect magic, and I'm sure I've done a detect magical item before, and I wrote it up in such a way, and the mask is sort of like a. I almost feel like it's a. And it makes sense that you make a mask that allows you to detect magical effects. That's actually not a bad magic item to make, and it's low level. I don't feel like it's breaking the bank. Do I remember what I've made in the past that does that? Where it detects. Well, it's not going to be a shield, because a shield detecting magical effects doesn't make any sense. So I'm scrolling through some of the older stuff. A manual of knowledge. I don't know that I would have done a manual of magic. No, that's like knowing things. Journal of Insults, Portals, Monster Book. Clues, translation, tourist guide. Okay, I don't think any of these would have been things that I would have utilised as a magical detector. What else would there be? Armour? No, I wouldn't have done it with armour. A bag? Absolutely not. Not with a magical bag. Don't care what type it is. So hang on, we had it. Musical instruments, magical musical instruments. There's no way I would have done that. It wouldn't have been a detecty thing. Scrolling through here, and just bear with me. I would prefer, if I'm going to make stuff, that it not be exactly the same as something else that you've had before. Neutralizing amulet, no. Courage, mandrake, inoculation, unyielding, warding, elemental protection, magical resistance, truth, guidance, druid's brig, tool pendant, direct, magical detection. Here we go. So this is something I've made before, and this is of magical detection. So this is, well, that's one thing. I think the problem is if I make another magic item that's a mask that is like exactly like that, I just feel like I am just pretty much cutting and pasting too much. So let's see if we can change this up a bit. Let's drop this in, and then here we go. Let's try that, because identification is, I'm sure, is a first level spell, which we would still leave it within the common region. So while wearing this mask, you can see magical effects. You can see magical effects and know what their properties are. Are on creatures and objects. Mask, you can see magical effects and know what their properties are on creatures and objects. There we go. So that's that bit, and then there's something else I have to add to this, isn't there? I'm just trying to grasp what it is. This magical the mask is not able to determine if a determine the properties of a curse. Okay. While wearing this mask, you can see magical effects and know what their properties are on creatures and objects. Except curses. I think that's probably fine. That's a bit different to the last one. It's a little bit stronger. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to start working my way through now. Yeah, there's the Disguise Self one. We got to deal with that at some point, I realise. I just don't know what I don't want to call it the Disguise Mask. I don't know. What's another thing we could use? I don't know. Oh, well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's go back to chat. I've done a couple. How are we doing for time? We're doing all right. It's fine. Okay. It's proving to be more difficult than I thought. All right, let's go back to where I was. There's nothing else left in chat. And this is actually quite difficult. Magic masks. Now I know why Wizard of the Coast got so few of them. It's not that easy to do. Particularly if you're picky, like I have been. Okay. What else is there that we could pull from? Something interesting. I'm going to come back to those. Okay, let's keep going. Scrolling through. Distant Whispers, Distort, Favor, Divine, Tremor Sense, Earth Tremor, Tremor Sense? No, I don't think so. Entangle, Expeditious Retreat. None of these are masky-like things. Fairy Fire. Now, Fairy Fire, I think there's a place for this. Is this Fairy Fire is maybe it's a different spell I'm thinking. Maybe I'm thinking about see invisibility, because I can see making a mask that allows you to see invisible creatures. That makes sense, but that's not this. What is see invisibility as a spell? See invisibility spell 5e. Nobody uses it. Nobody has it. It's level 2, so it would be an uncommon magic item, but it would allow you to see invisible creatures. That's such a simple magical effect. Let's make that. Let's do something with that one. Okay, so the mask. Well, mask you can copy, paste, and then we've got to give it a name, right, Fred? Well, in this mask you can see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible. Okay. Well, what you don't need this. That's it. That's all we needed. We didn't need anything else. creature. I think actually we could add a little bit more here because I can see there being a place where, okay, there's all objects and because there might be an entire environment, not just an object, but an environment. I can see there being a little bit of discussion between game master and player, like, oh, but it says creatures. That's not a creature. That is a temple, and it's not a temple is not an object, so you can't see it. So, fuck, it's done. There we go. So. I feel like it's unveiling, right? It's unveiling. So it's not the best name, but I've got a name. Okay, all right. Somebody comes up with a better one, you let me know. Okay, so that was all from Fairy Fire, the idea of Fairy Fire. That was a strange progression of thoughts. Anyway, false life, nah. Went down a different rabbit hole. Featherfall, find familiar. No, I don't think so. Fog cloud, floating disc. None of these are sort of masky-like things, are they? They're all sort of other things. Grease, guiding bolt, hail of thorns, healing word. God, that's an awful spell. It's just so good. Such a good spell that's so bad as a result. It makes the game like garbage. Heroism. I don't know that is heroism. What is heroism? Oh, it's a temporary hit point thing. Forget about it. No, don't even go there. It puts me off almost immediately. Okay, hex. Hex. Maybe we can do something with hex. You place a curse on a creature that you see within range. Okay, so this is placing a curse. My general feeling is that I think there's promise for the hex, but not placing the hex on somebody else by wearing the mask. So yes, I think there is a place for this. So I think we can take this concept and make a magic item from it. I can see a place for this. I think it would wind up being an uncommon magic item, not a common magic item, but it wouldn't be a good magic item either. I don't think it's the sort of thing you would want to have. So let's see if we can do that. I know I'm not being clear as to what I'm leading to. I want to make a mask that basically curses you. So what is another word for curse? Rather than just call it the cursed mask. Curse. There's a dinosaur I don't understand. It's A-U-R. Okay, I always get that wrong. Maldation, voodoo mask, voodoo. Mask of jinx. Mask of jinxing. I can do the jinxing. Oh, that could be, yeah, that seems right. Let's do the mask of jinxing. Boom. And Belda. And down. And let's go here. Let's go paste. It's got to be uncommon because we're applying advantage, disadvantage. I think we've established that is an uncommon effect, I'm pretty sure, in the past. While wearing this mask, you have disadvantage on all 20-sided dice rolls. Okay. This mask can't be removed without the a remove curse spell or effect. Okay, I think I got it. So the jinxing one is done. Dun dun dun. We still don't have names for these other ones, but no, I almost had. No, okay, no, I didn't. I almost thought I had an idea of what I would do with this, but apparently it's just I lost it. It just went poof. So let's keep going. Hideous laughter. No, Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark is a spell. God, I hate Hunter's Mark. I don't want to do it. I feel like Hunter's Mark should just be. Hunter's Mark should not be a spell. Hunter's Mark should be a ranger special feature. It only the ranger can do, and that is it. But no, it's not. It's Lumen's spell. Okay, here we go. Identify. We've done identify already. Identify. Illusionary script. No, we're not creating illusionary script. And I think that's what that does, is it creates illusionary script. This is a parchment paper. This is not what we want to do. This is a mask we're dealing with. Jumping. Jim's magic missile, which is garbage. Long strider, jump. None of these make sense. Let's move on. Long strider, mage armor, magic missile. No, I don't think any of those are sort of where I want to go with this. Protection from evil. Protection from evil. What is essentially this doing? Yeah, okay. All right. Until spell ends, while one creature you touch is protected against creatures that are aberrations, celestials, blah 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 blah. The creature of this type has disadvantage on attack rolls. There's a lot going on here. Can't be possessed or charmed. I think there's somewhere what we can do with possessed, charmed, and frightened. I think we can do something with this. Still a first level spell, so it's low power. The trick is copy, paste. I don't have the rest of it, but I'm pretty sure we can build the rest of it at some point. We just need a decent name for it. Naming these things is going to be the problem. So this is copy. Take this here, Fred. Put that over there. Okay, it's not. Let's get rid of the name. Let's drop this down. I don't know what sort of mask it's going to be. What's the name of the mask? What's the magic item name? We'll bring this mask. You can't be possessed, charmed, or frightened. That's it. That'll do. Nice and simple. I think we've communicated all we needed there. Now, does it need to be uncommon? It does not need to be uncommon, because uncommon was for the jinxie thing, which was... I said uncommon because it's disadvantaged. That's right. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. What is the name of that one? I don't know. Another one. Okay. have a look through here. What else could we do? Ray of Sickness, Sanctuary. I don't think Sanctuary is the way to go, but we'll have a look at it. You water creature within range, water creature attacks, damage. I think none of that's really... No, let's leave that alone. It's... okay. Shield. Shield is a terrible spell too, because it's just way too good. And you're wearing a mask. I don't think it should be a magical shield, so let's leave that alone. Silent Image, Shield of Faith, none of those. Leave them all alone. Okay. Move away. Silent, Silvery Barbs. God, that's an awful spell. Sleep, Snare, Speak with Animals. My general feeling is that Speak with Animals, I mean, a mask that allows you to speak with animals is not a stupid idea. If anything's going to let you speak to animals, this is probably the one. Very simple effect. Let's do it. Why not? What do you want to call it? That's the question. Let's do this. Copy. Paste. While wearing this mask, you can comprehend and verbally communicate with animals. That'll do. Okay. Blah blah blah. So it's coming along. We're getting there. We've got a few sort of unnamed things, but I'm not terribly unhappy. What would I call this though? Mask of the Beastmaster. Beastmaster's mask. It's not really a Beastmaster. I don't know. What would you call it? That is a good question. The veterinarian's mask. The mask of animal whispering. That's pretty much like this. We're animal whispering. Something whisperer. I mean, I feel like it is the whisperer. It's the animal whisperer. So, animal whisperer mask. Mask of the animal whisperer is really blooming long. There we go. Here's a name. That'll do. Okay, next. What else were we working on here? So we've done that one. Okay. Tense's floating disc. No. Tasha's caustic brew. I don't think that makes any sense for a mask at all. Acid stream of... No, it doesn't. Not at all. Oh. I just had an idea, but it's kind of sick. It's another cursed item. I don't think we'll... No, I just leave it alone. It's just going to lead me down a bad trail. Oh, dear. Unseen Servant. It's underway. None of those sort of work, so let's get rid of that. Move on. What I thought might... Okay. All right, so we're down to... We're down to level 2 spell, Vex. I don't know. I'll see how that works. But first, let's go back to chat and see what they have to say. What have we got here? Anybody got some ideas, some names for me to replace things with? That would be good. Shy X is showing up. Here we go. Coldham's +1 to ability checks. Okay, so yes, we can do that. It would be an uncommon magic item. But but I'm fine with doing Hero's Mask. I need to rename some. I need some names for some masks, Shy X. Hello, Shy X. For those of you who don't know, Shy X is here. So we're going to take some of his ideas and we're going to put them over. Water breathing. Oh, I see. Yeah, I could see that. The beast for speaking with animals. Exactly. You want to call it the beast whisperer, animal whisperer. Sure, beast whisperer. I'm going to call it the beast whisperer mask. Okay, let's take that idea that you've had there. We'll do something with that in a second. You can take illusionary fox form. I think if anything, you might have noticed I shy away from charm and illusions with magic items. So I'm probably going to leave that one. But I think there's a place for making, and this would not be a low-level magic item, something that allows you to transform by wearing a mask. We've got one where it tries to change the face, but I... oh, pardon me. My behavior is so bad. The paper sack mask. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That is hilarious. Oh, okay, let me see. Oh, man, my nose is going out of control. Let's just put this down here. There's a few here we can work with, though. So water breathing is a higher level spell, so it's not going to be a low level magical effect. Oh, man. Paste. Okay, all right. So I need some names for some magic items. So I'm going to run through a couple of the ones that I haven't named yet. I need names for magic items. I haven't named all of them. Pairs well with a red balloon that you can always conjure somewhere somehow. I am unsure what are we talking about here. The red balloon. Yeah. Oh, there's a joke in this. Shy X is making a joke. Okay, all right. Took me a little while to get to that. Okay, let me at least go over some of the things that we have unnamed, and I will build some of the things that you have suggested. So far we have the Divine Mask, which is basically cleric, druid, spellcasting focus. Put it on. There you go. There's your focus. Arcane Mask does the same thing for Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizards. It's an arcane focus. The Jester's Mask, basically you just can't stop telling jokes, and they're actually funny. I don't know how useful that is, but it's there. Decoder's Mask, so you can understand written language that you can see. Additionally, you can also view invisible text and symbols and decode them. So it's basically reading any kind of symbol. I need a name for this. Basically, it allows you to see different colors surrounding a creature that allows you to identify what their monster type is, whether they're aberration or celestial or elemental or fey or fiend or undead, something like that. I don't know what to call this though. We've got the Mask of Identification, which allows you to see magical effects and the properties of those magical effects, whether it's on a creature or an object, except for curses. Doesn't allow you to notice those. Mask of Unveiling allows you to see invisible creatures, objects, environments. Mask of Jinxing basically gives you disadvantage on all 20-sided dice rolls. It's basically curse. And then we got one that is unnamed, which I need a name for, and that is basically allows you to be, it can't be possessed, charmed, or frightened. Like what do we call that? I don't know. Anyway, so let's deal with your Shy X's suggestions here and build them out. And I think, if I remember right, probably for 5e it's going to have to go uncommon if it's a plus 1. So uncommon. while wearing this mask, you gain a confidence booster of +1 to all ability checks. Yep. Okay. Do we want it now? If I'm going to do this, do we want it to be just ability checks, or do we want to be just a +1 to all? It's not advantage, but do we just want it to go across the board and to say all 20-sided dice rolls? Does it make sense? Ability checks and attack rolls. Apply it to that as well. Might as well. It's going to go uncommon. It's essentially a +1 magic item that's doing a lot of different things. Okay. Anyway, so let's go down, 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 down. The fish scale mask, and that is going to be a little tricky because it's a higher level spell than just one. So we'll have to pump it up a bit. So we'll run this mask. Paste. Why is it called the fish scale mask? I know what you're trying to do here. I get it. While wearing this mask, you breathe underwater. Breathe. What do I put all for? And ear. Okay, well, we're in this mask. You can breathe water and air. Pretty simple. I just need to make sure I get the power level right, hey? I believe see invisibility, water breathing. What would that be? What's the level of that spell again? It's a 3, so it's definitely, pretty sure it's going to be uncommon. It hasn't moved. Yeah, it'll be uncommon. Won't matter for other systems, but for 5e it would. So it's still uncommon. Okay, that's done. That one done. I need the name of a mask that allows you to be immune to poison effects and damage, and one gives you charisma check and saving throw advantage and blind sight, and the disguisey mask. I don't know what we're going to call those, but I've got some ideas. We've got something sitting there. Okay, so let's go back to, where was I going back to? Oh, back to chat. Let's do that. So I've built those. See if there's any ideas coming through. And gas mask assists in breathing fresh air. It's a magical effect. It's a magical item. Gas mask. Yeah. Ah, dear, that's funny. All right, let's see if I can. Anti-venom mask. It's clunky as, isn't it? Immunity to poison and their effects. Yeah, but do you know, maybe we the problem is we're trying to lean into the anti thing, or the poison thing. Maybe we need to lean into the snake side of it. Let's lean into that. Let's give it a name that is reflective of the snake. Since it's poison, and you would assume that poison effects would not affect snakes if they're poisonous. They can't surely be affected by their own poison. So let's think that way. Now, being immune to something, I had figured out immunity and what the sort of level for immunity was, hadn't I? But this was a little while ago. I just don't know which magic item it was. It's not going to be common. Heck, I don't think it's even uncommon. Let's go copy and paste. We'll call it a serpent's mask. Whoops, serpent. Is that right? Serpent's mask. Okay. Serpent's mask. You are immune. This is not a low-level magic item. Immune to poison effects and damage. Okay. So that's nice and simple. We just need to determine how big a jump this would be. Can't remember. I can't remember. How do you get poison immunity in D&D 5e? How do you do that? Well, we're not going to be benefit of proof items, proof, spells like protection from poison. Okay, that makes sense, doesn't it? Aura of purity, protection from poison. Though makes sense. That's the spell we're after. Is that right? There it is. What is the level of that spell? 2. So actually, it's fine. So that so one effects neutralize one poison effect. Well, it's still getting rid of it. So yeah, it can stay where it is. That's fine. Okay, cool. Uncommon. It's only level 2 spell and damage. What else is there? Poison or spells. Oh, okay. Feats, other heroes feast. Oh, okay. So actually, no, it's not. So okay, because this is neutralizes one poison, but then after that you have advantage, grants advantage. Okay, so maybe I should be thinking in terms of sixth level for that. So if that's the case, level 6 would be for 5e. What's the be rare? Okay, fair enough. I know I had figured this out before, but so this is actually going to be rare. There's not a low-level magic item in this one, but we got it. It's done. Cool, awesome. We just got to have a name for a magic item that gives you advantage on charisma checks and saving throws, and one for blind sight and one for disguising your face. I don't want to call it the disguise mask because that's just too shite. You got the potato sack mask. I hadn't done this. I don't want to do a plus 10. Plus 10 is like bonkers nuts stupidly good. But we can do advantage. Why would people be scared of the potato sack? I mean, maybe in our world, but in the fantasy world, nobody knows who the Chainsaw Massacre is. It's not a thing. What am I going with this? Did I write this down for a reason? I'm trying to think now. I can't remember. Okay, so there's a few still to rename. But anyway, so how many did we get done so far? We're an hour, just over an hour in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, okay. It'd be nice if we could get the other 3 ideas here. We just need some names for them. I'll just write up the effect. Maybe I should just sit here, write up the effect, and you guys can name them. That's what I'll do. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up sitting here and looking really lost, which I am. I'm feeling the effects of the week. It's really pathetic. I only work 3 days a week now, and I'm still finding it difficult. Anyway, let's go here. Let's do that. Now, it can't be that. If it's advantage, it has to be uncommon. I've already established this. We're in this mask, you. Advantage on charisma checks and saving throws. Bingo. We just need a name for it. And then we just need to do this one here. It's the blind sight thing. Copy. Paste. Paste. Let's try that. Now. So how do you get blind sight in? Okay. Blind. How do you get blind? There's plenty of ways. Sight. Okay, here we go. Features, treats, spells. What's the spell then? That's all I want to know. Paladin, monk, sorcerer, transformation. Feat, spells, polymorph. Oh, okay. It's a back to front way of doing it, but you transform yourself into something else to get the blind sight. Okay. Level 4. Yeah, I could see that being a thing. Level 1, fighter, blind sight as a fighting style at such a low level is a terrible idea. Paladins. It's such a common thing now. Okay, so I think I've established what I want to do here. Okay, I have no idea what I'm going to call it. I don't want to call it the blind sight mask, or the mask of blind sight. I suppose we can, but it's a shitty name. But then a lot of my things today have got shitty names. While wearing this mask, you have blind sight out to 60 feet and can detect creatures, objects, and terrain without using your eyes, ears, nose, eyes, ears, nose. What else is there left? Oh, nice. I think that's what we're trying to do here. Stop finding it, Fred. Blind sight. Yeah, there you go. Done. But it's not going to be that level of magic item because that's way too strong. So apparently the only way to really get this is by being a human variant or other things. So let's just say, let's be reasonable, because these other ways of getting it are bullshit. So let's go with the polymorph spell. Now, polymorph spell is a 4th level spell, which answers our questions for something else I needed to do, which is the one that changes your face. Polymorph. We might even want to have one that changes your entire body's form. That would be fun. Okay. So, 4. So it would have to be rare. So this is a rare thing. Let's go rare. So much for making low-level magic items. Rare. Okay, but I've done it. It's there. I think that's pretty clear. Hopefully. The disguise. Let's just go Mask of Disguise. Let's do that. And since it's disguise, it's really transformation of some kind. So it needs to be rare as well. So we go here, paste. Just item. While wearing this mask, you can change the appearance of your face to look like anyone you have seen. Oh, so simple. Anyone you have seen it. There we go. There it is. And then, yeah. What else am I doing here? Done this one. Just I haven't got a name for that yet, but anyway, I know what we'll do. Let's take this and do this again, because you were going on about a fox, making an illusionary fox form or whatever. Let's just forget that, and let's just go with full-blown transformation. When wearing this mask, you can transform into a animal or humanoid. Humanoid as an action. Get rid of that. Okay, get back to that. And animal. It's pretty much done it. It's not going to be called Mask of Transformation. Okay. While wearing this mask, you can transform into an animal or humanoid as an action. Into any animal or humanoid as an action. Let's just do that. Nice and simple. I think that's roughly, does that sort of cover all of it? I think it does. Let's just go over here. Still got plenty of time too. I just need names for things that I haven't quite locked down. Polymorph. How does polymorph work again? I think it's just polymorph is just you transform into beasts and that's it, right? It doesn't allow you to transform into a full-blown. So it's level 4. Okay, so you're going to transform that you have seen within range into a new form. spell transforms as a creature that you can see within range. Okay, so what can you transform to? It has no effect on shape changes or creatures with 0 hit points. Okay, well that doesn't... We're not going to go into that because it's just too granular for me. Creature is limited in actions, but I want to speak... blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of nonsense going on here. Okay, as long as... Jeez. This is one of the reasons why this polymorph is just nuts. But anyway. At least polymorph as a spell is better than the wild shape that the druid has, which is just stupidly good. Like, shouldn't exist. Anyway. And it's overly complicated, but let's have a look here. I think I've got that down. Disguise self is essentially, isn't disguise self essentially the self. So okay, you can make yourself, including your clothes, look different until the spell ends or until blah 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 blah. It's going to be a humanoid and be done with it. I don't want to get granular about it. So yeah, okay, there we go. I still need some names for some of these magic items that I don't have any inspiration for naming apparently right now. So while wearing this mask, you can see different colors. So this is the one that allows you to identify different monster types by using the mask and wearing it. It differentiates them by color. I'm not going to go into what the colors are. Like, it's just flavor stuff. So what would we call this? I don't know what you'd call it. What else do we have? We need one that you put the mask on and you can't be possessed, charmed, or frightened. So what would you call that? I don't know. And then one that gives you advantage on charisma checks and saving throws. So, maybe there's a place. Maybe there's something you can do with that. I hadn't thought about this. Charisma. God, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's all over the place. Anyway. Well, magnetism's not a bad way to go. No, magnetism doesn't make sense because basically this one is... Oh, you had advantage. Yeah, it would be actually. Magnetism. Could go magnetism, could go glamour, could allure. Allure's not a bad way to go, rather than use just charisma. Let's just go with mask of something. Of. Magnetism or animal magnetism, personality. Actually, personality is not a bad idea. Personality. That's really what it is, isn't it? It's personality. I don't know, which one do you prefer? Mask of magnetism. Mask of personality. Magnetism. Okay. Magnetism it is. Magnet. Okay. Alright. I've named that one. Okay. And then... Yeah, so there's just one more. Is it one more? No, it's the one that you don't get possessed, charmed, or frightened. Don't know what to call that yet. And the one that allows you to see different types of monster types. Okay, all right. So there's a few there. We got the beginning of something. This was actually really hard today. Sorry, people. Really, really struggling. Okay. Oh my, there's a lot in the chat now. Mask of Resolve. Immunity to... Oh, okay. Resolve. Okay, yes. Yes. I like the idea. Resolve is a good name. Well done, Shy X. Mask of Resolve. Can I find it in amongst these things? Mask of Resolve. Mask of Resolve. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good one. All right, so Eldritch Seeker Mask detects aberrations. Oh. Eldritch Seeker Mask. Mask of the Eldritch Seeker Mask, Seeker Mask. Okay, I think... Do I want to go Eldritch? I don't feel like it's just Eldritch, but the Seeker Mask. And it's not quite right. Doesn't quite fit. I don't know why. Booming voices amplifying can be heard. Okay, this is a nice effect. I like this idea a lot. Mask of echolocation. I feel like it's too much like the one that's the blind sight one. So yeah, I probably will leave that alone. Let's keep going down. Let's take this idea though and see what we can do with this. Booming voice, amplified, can be heard. Okay, this is kind of like thaumaturgy, right? I think that's what you're trying to duplicate here. Yeah, I just don't want you to be making squeaky noises to determine your location. It means basically you can be deafened, whereas this is magical where I don't really want it. I don't want you to be able to use your ears or your nose or your eyes. I want to eliminate all of that, so echolocation is probably not going to work. Mask of the Medusa gives the user a similar gaze attack as the Medusa. The victim will be turned into an indestructible marble or a limited time. Mask a limited number of uses. That is a brutal magic item, Pale Rider. Should have guessed that would come from you. So we will take this idea, put this way down the bottom, because that is not a low-level magic item. Hue Wood Mask. Yeah, we've got one. We've already done it. We've got one. I think I just call it the Divine Mask or whatever. Mask of Navigation Mask will give the user a HUD's up display showing the direction of how far the target destination is. Oh dear, that is funny as. It's pretty funny. Okay, thank you, Power Rider. I've made a note. The fractal mask disguises your face or voice for... Okay. Fractal mask can be accompanied by a pair of glasses. I like the inclusion of the voice thing. Disguising your face and voice is... What does fractal mean? What is that? Let's try again. Okay, so well, let's go back to the mask of disguise. Seen. While wearing this mask, you can change the appearance of your face to look like anyone you have seen. And your voice. Because you're right, they're going to want to change the voice as well. Good call. Got it. Where am I? So got that change done. Mask of the past. When the user put a mask on, they can see the past. I don't like doing seeing into the future and the past. It's a pain in the ass. It always has been. It works sort of like a modern weapons sight, allowing the user to zoom in and gives to attack. The only reason why I don't like the idea of making a mask that does something like that is it's potentially going to get stacked with a weapon like a magic bow. Actually, that reminds me of that other magic item that I just made that you had suggested, the heroism one. That the hero's mask, by adding in attack rolls, I've kind of screwed the pooch. Get rid of that. Because that can be stacked now. Because you'd literally stack what you put on a mask and you get a +1 to your attack. And then you get a +1 from your sword or your bow. It would just be dynamite. This is one of the problems with creating magic items. You've got to be careful about the interplay between other magic items. Okay. Archer's mask, get rid of that one. Thank you for that. That was really helpful, Pale Rider. It actually made me realise I need to make sure I don't make that magic item. The bearded mask promotes human facial hair growth. Did you know? I think what we should do is you wind up with a bushy beard. It's funny as I like that quite a lot. Dear, let's see. Let's put that there. Paste. Work on that in a second. Mask of can't be charmed or possessed. Mask of soul guard. Oh, okay. I think we've got it. So resolve is good enough. I don't know what that last word is. Heavy mask requires heavy. Otherwise, it's like no. I don't. Let's get rid of it. We already got one cursed magic item in this mix, and we'll have a day when we'll just do magic items that are cursed. But this is not the day. I've already got one in there that I've kind of made, and I was about to make more, and I was like, if I go down that route, I'm going to just wind up with a whole lot of cursed magic items. So I've got to restrain myself, and you guys, you're going to have to wait for that day. Or must detect if a creature type is falsified. Or a mask. Detects if a creature type is falsified. No, let's leave that alone. Oh, blind sight. Third eye mask. Mask of the mask. Third eye. I like the third eye. That's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. I really kind of like this one. How would I do this? Because you really are. You're quite right. We're really talking about the third eye. Third eye mean? What does having a third eye mean? In the first spiritual sense, the third eye is universally esteemed as a mystical gateway to higher consciousness in Hinduism. Yeah, I can see that. This is, I'm going to, because I feel like it's much catchier to go, Mask of Blind Sight is not as fun as Mask of the Third Eye. And it does exactly what I hate, which is make it the name really long. But this is the third eye mask is not quite as catchy, right? Okay, this is one time the third eye. Done. Your wish is my command. It is now Mask of the Third Eye. That was a good idea, Shy-X. Great. Awesome. Good for Halloween. Undead takes twice. I think we'll get it. No, the ghost mask. I don't know that we'll do the ghost mask. Leave that alone. Ghost of planes. The user can see no one plane and search for no one. Okay, so I'm going to work on some of the stuff you've given me. Detects mushrooms nearby. Wow. Firecracker mask. Takes an action to prime. And no, we're not turning it into a bomb. I think what I need to do is I need to work on a couple of ideas that you've thrown my way already, because they're actually pretty decent and they need to be worked out a little bit. Get them done before it's time for me to go. Actually, probably should go early today. Okay, so what have we got? I think. Well, I don't know. Unnatural. Freakish, extraordinary. I don't know, something like that. Mask of Seeking. Yeah, okay, right. Let's work on the ideas that were put forward. There's some here. I feel like I have to make the Mask of Medusa. Like I think that's a given. It's way too powerful for your game, and giving it out would be stupid. But Pale Rider, have to go. Have a great. No, thank you, Pale Rider. I will be making the mask of the Medusa. It's just it will have to be a much higher level than normal. Okay, so. Yeah, we've kind of already got something that's doing that, so I think we'll leave that one alone because we've already got literally a dev. All right, so let me go back and see if I can't work out the other ones, tidy them up a little bit, and get them into some sort of form. Okay, so we've got to do that at some point. I won't do that just yet. I want to do this one though, because this is much more doable, much more reasonable, and yeah, we can actually make that fairly quickly. Spells. Is that what Thaumaturgy does? It does. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, so I think the easiest way to build this is not to stipulate the range, because we can keep it within a common power band if we don't get too silly. because being very specific like that is just going to cause problems. Wearing this mask, you can amplify your voice so that it is heard let's have a look at this again. Okay. You manifest a minor wonder, sign of supernatural, blah, 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 blah. Your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute. You know, the problem is, like, making your voice boom really loudly or amplifying your voice by 3 times. Whether it's 3 times, twice as much, 10 times, it just means your voice is loud. Like, in a role-playing game, it really means piss all. So I don't think we need to worry about, like, stipulating how much the amplification is. I don't think it never really meant that much with thaumaturgy anyway. It's basically your voice is a lot louder than it was before. And for 1 minute, it doesn't say how far the sound travels. I think we're best to just leave it as a fairly nebulous thing. And that is it. While wearing this mask, you can amplify your voice. Okay, that'll do. Yep, next. Bearded mask promotes. Yeah, this is the weird one. So that's definitely common. Oops. We separated ourselves a bit much. Let's go here. And can we just cut and paste again? Probably. Paste. Yeah, we can. Cool. Bearded mask. So while wearing this mask, you grow a large, full hairy beard. Dear. It's not cursed. It's just weird. Okay. Text mushrooms nearby. I don't know why we're going for mushrooms nearby. The Mask of the Medusa. Mask of Navigation. This is... I think I gotta make this. Let's go here. Paste. And actually, now that I think about it, I will make it, but not in the live stream. I think I will make it and I'll put it up onto Patreon. I'm going to stop now. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And that will make 20. But I'm going to leave that for another time. Which is, I'm going to put up on Patreon when I'm ready to do it, because I know I'm going to have to make it an action. I know it'll have to be really clearly defined, and yeah, it is not the sort of magic item you could give out too often if you can help it, people. It seems like a really silly idea. Liquid metal takes an action to restructure itself to a weapon. Masquerade mask. Yes. That's what I want to call the disguise mask, the masquerade mask. Mate, that is... I was trying to think, like, the Masquerade mask. The Heat Seeker mask detects heat. Yeah, I suppose you could do that. But no, I think the Mask of Disguise should be called the Masquerade mask. Oh, pass. Let's do it again. Do it again. Masquerade mask. Yes, much better. Very good. Okay. I think I've got it all down. Noted down. All sorted. Let's end this poll. I am going to get some food into me before I have to go to work. Tomorrow, I don't know that you'll be aware of it, but tomorrow I am running a game as a live stream on WallyDM's channel. I don't know that the actual live stream has been posted yet, but I'm hoping that it will be fairly shortly. But as soon as I know that it is, I will let you guys know. I will be running HowtoDandD, a sort of a old school essentials type game. I guess not old school essentials, but an old style of Dungeons and Dragons, or old style. It's been modernized. It's kind of like a version of basic D&D and 5e. It's yeah. So I'll be running an adventure over on his channel, and the adventure will be called the Orc Slave Mines. To what's the word? Celebrate the fact that Wizards of the Coast has removed orcs and slavery from Dungeons and Dragons. It seemed appropriate that I be at least somebody who wants to include orcs and slavery in their games. Fight slavery, not increase it. So that is the plan for me. That's what I am going to be doing. Hopefully once he's got it up. He's probably going to get it up the last minute. Anyway, I'll give you his channel, copy, and yeah. Looks like... Oh, that's funny, Fred. That's actually really, really clever. I like that a lot. So I'll put his channel in here. This is WallyDM. I'll be over there. Who am I running the game for? Well, obviously WallyDM, AJ Pickett, Phil Cooney, and Mark from Dungeon Class. I believe they are the people we're playing. We'll be playing with new classes and ancestries for HowtoDandD that have recently been made by myself, AJ, Mitchell Reed, and WallyDM's part of that project, and so is my brother David. So yes, that's a thing. So have you made magic masks for your tabletop role-playing games? Yes, 42%. No, 42%. I can understand. It's actually not that easy. I actually find it quite difficult. Or maybe it's just because I made so many magic items now. It's like a lot. Incomplete 14. Okay, out of 7 votes. Not a huge draw today. That's probably because it doesn't say the word armor or weapons in it. If I have the word armor or weapons, they flock like little moths to a flame. And then get themselves burnt. Okay, so I better get out of here. Yeah, and you can catch up with me tomorrow in that live stream if you want. Okay? All right. So, thank you for watching and listening. Huge thank you to everybody who's taken part in the poll. I really do appreciate it. It really does help me to give an idea of where people's head is at, even if there's only 7 people today. Thank you to all of my patrons who support me on Patreon. I will put this up onto Patreon. I believe it will not be part of the free tier because this is not the first week of the month. So it's not going to be, it'll be for paid patrons. Otherwise, you've got to watch the live stream and pick it apart and write it all down yourself. What else are we doing here? Oh, yes. I've got to say, those people in chat who have been providing their ideas, Fred Huber, Shy X, Pale Rider, really do appreciate your feedback. Really helped me sort of move things along, or if I got stuck, or just provided completely new ideas that I didn't think of. Really helpful. So thank you so much for doing that. And I do appreciate it. And hopefully you get something out of it as well. I'm sure you will. I know you will. I know you will. Anyway, wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.